and welcome back to another episode of Storytime Sunday, where we tell stories because we're reading stories, not our own stories, Reddit stories.
I was gonna say on Sunday, but we don't record on Sunday, but it comes out on
Yeah,
Sunday.
it airs on Sunday. And don't forget, if you would like to submit your own stories, you may do so at
Yes.
brunchnbanter@gmail.com.
Oh yes, please submit your stories.
Or our social medias at Brunch N Banter pod.
Yeah, or if you have like a topic of a type of story you want us to cover or a subreddit, please let us know.
Leave it in the comments and we will definitely look at it.
Yes, we'll take a gander.
So for today's episode, we decided to look at petty revenge on Reddit. And let me tell you, I found some very interesting ones.
Everyone loves a good revenge story.
Especially when it's petty. A client kept saying, make it pop. So I made one version that literally had a pop sound on every click. I had this client who kept saying, make it pop on every revision. That was literally the only feedback I got for like 5 rounds. Asking him what he meant by that didn't help, and I always ended up doing a lot of guesswork. On round 3, I tweaked a few elements. On the 4th round, I reworked the layout. On the 5th round, I added subtle animation. Still, can you make it pop more? I asked what he meant. He said, you're the software guy. You know better than me. So I made a version where every click made an actual pop sound. Buttons, links, inputs, everything had a pop sound. No explanation. I sent it to him for the next round of reviews, and I said, let me know if this feels poppy enough. He called me immediately. Why does it make sounds? I said, you told me to make it pop. I finally took it literally. We actually laughed. Never heard make it pop again. Suddenly, he knew how to give real feedback, with clear notes and no nonsense. It ended up being one of the smoothest projects I've ever done.
Wow.
It's like, it's petty revenge, but like not harmful revenge, you know?
Yeah. But honestly, I would also be annoyed too. And I would probably do
For
the same.
real. It's like, well, what do you mean?
Be like, you want me to make it pop? It's gonna pop.
To me, pop, pop, pop goes the weasel.
That's what I was gonna say. If you poke if you poke the bear enough, it's gonna growl, it's gonna attack.
I mean, he was asking though, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? All he was saying is, make it pop.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to give better explanation of what you mean because people can't read your mind.
Yeah. Or give an example. Be like, look, I saw this. I want something similar to this.
Yeah. Don't be so vague. My boss called me an autistic robot and stuck me with the worst job, so I changed the rerouting phone number to mine and changed the security camera password. My first job was customer service based, and it was a nightmare. I worked at a car rental yard that had a car wash next to it. They were owned by the same person, but on paper they were 2 separate businesses. They worked in tandem though. The rental cars were cleaned at the car wash, but the car wash was open to the public as well. Some absolutely effed up poop happened there. The worst of which was probably the time someone had a murder victim in a barrel in his car and he used the car wash to wash away the blood that leaked out. But a lot of other stuff happened there as well. So I had to become quite familiar with the security system since I had police come for footage often. On the weekends, the car rental yard would close at 2 p.m., but the car wash had to be manned until 5 p.m. That's because some car wash services required hands-on work from a professional. We were all employees of the car rental yard, but I was the only one treated as a car wash employee. So I was the only one who had to stay behind to man the car wash. The reason I was stuck with that job is because management didn't like me, not because of something I said or done, but because of my personality. They thought I was an autistic robot, which are words they actually said to me. To put into perspective how much they didn't like me, I worked there for 5 years and not once did I get invited to a Christmas party. At first, I figured it was because there was no Christmas party to get invited to, but nope, It turns out they had Christmas parties every year, but they excluded me on purpose and made sure everyone knew to keep it a secret from me. One year though, a new hire accidentally let it slip, and when I asked management if it was true, they said yes, and that I wasn't invited because I made people uncomfortable. They actually used the phrase autistic robot to describe my personality. So that explained why I was segregated to the car wash section by myself instead of the rental section. Before I started, they rotated who was a car wash employee so it was more equal, but when I started, I was quickly stuck there by myself. At first, I didn't understand why, but it all made sense in the light of that comment. So I started to resent being there a lot. I decided that if they didn't have respect for me, then I didn't have respect for them. Since they would ditch me at 2 p.m. on the weekends, leaving me to work alone until 5 p.m., I decided I would stop doing work in that time. I would have just packed up and left after they did, but I had to set the alarm and they knew when the alarm was set, so I had to be around until 5 p.m. My plan was just to sit in the office and watch Netflix or something until 5 p.m., but customers kept showing up and interrupting me. I figured out that if I wanted to do nothing interrupted, I had to make the place look closed. So I started packing up after they left, and then I'd just sit in the dark office watching Netflix and eating Indian food from the restaurant down the street. It became a ritual. I'd get a nice curry and naan and chill for a few hours on company time. This worked for a couple of weeks until a customer decided to ring. Up until that point, customers who showed up looking for a deluxe hand wash would either leave or settle for an auto wash. But this guy who rang really wanted a deluxe wash. He Googled our opening hours, realized we should be open, so he called. The thing is, though, the car wash didn't have a phone. All calls went to the car rental offices next door, and when those ring out, the calls get redirected to the boss's phone. So I was sitting in the dark car wash office eating my curry when I got a call from my boss. He told me about the phone call and said that he saw me on the security cameras sitting in the dark. He was not happy. I managed to escape most of the ear due to the time it was. It was about 4:30, so I managed to convince him I only closed 30 minutes early instead of 3 hours early. He still wasn't happy, but it could have been a lot worse. I wasn't deterred though. I thought I had worked out all the kinks in my brilliant plan, but two remained. Customers who called would reach the boss, and the boss had remote access to the cameras. Luckily, though, I knew the admin password to the cameras thanks to having to retrieve footage for the cops, and the password was the same for the phone account. So I changed the rerouting number to mine, and I set the password to the cameras to default. I thought about changing it to something else entirely, but I figured I'd have plausible deniability if it was discovered the password changed. If it was reset to default, it could have been a glitch or an accident. Besides that, though, I had a feeling that they only looked at the cameras if they felt they needed to. So I figured as long as they didn't have a reason to check, then they'd never realize they were logged out of the cameras due to an incorrect password. And with all rerouting calls going to me instead, they would never have a reason to check the cameras. So every weekend when they left, I'd change the number to mine, get my curry, and shut up shop. Afterwards, I'd change the number back so they wouldn't find out. I did that for 6 months without getting caught. Only about 3 or 4 people called during that time, and I just told them the Google hours were wrong. In my opinion, they deserved worse. Any business willing to discriminate against employees for something like being an autistic robot deserves to be sued into bankruptcy 100 times over. F those people.
Oh my gosh. So petty. I love it.
I know.
I would never do
And
it. I wouldn't
then
have the balls, but
I had to say this comment
go ahead.
was you did all the work for a casino heist, but you did it at a car wash so you could watch Netflix.
That's so
And then
true.
and then OP just says, I'm an autistic robot. I lack imagination. Beep boop.
That's so funny. Oh my
I just
gosh.
have like two things. How dare they not invite this
I
person
know.
to the
That's
Christmas party
discrimination.
because he's uncomfortable? Like, even if he was autistic, like, that is so mean.
Yeah, I mean, you can still invite them. I mean, maybe they don't wanna even go anyway, but still, you
Yeah.
can't be rude like that and invite everybody but him.
Yeah, that's messed up, and
And then the whole, like, changing out people for the car wash, and then when he got on, they just never did it again.
yeah.
That's just
I
messed
mean,
up.
at least, like, he didn't have to be with the people who don't even wanna be next to him, and he's just I mean, it's sad to say maybe, like, they were just by themselves, but at least they didn't have to be with the other people who were, like, so apparently uncomfortable. You should know you're
Exactly.
not gonna get along with every person that you work with, but at least you could at least remain, civil, like, be respectful. It's not hard to be respectful.
It's really not, honestly. And I feel like it's no matter how much you don't like somebody at work, like, you still gotta put up with them, like, you're never gonna
Yeah.
get along with every single person at work.
Mm-mm.
Never. As long as there's no bullying around, which, I mean, that kind of is bullying what they were doing, by the way, but
Yeah.
I hope they get sued for leaving him alone. Stupid.
Honestly, it's
I
he
don't know if you
got,
can.
uh I don't know if they worked Saturday and Sunday, but that was every weekend, 3 free hours just watching Netflix and eating Indian food. That's I wonder if they got tired of Indian food and never switched it up.
Hmm, probably. I know I would probably be like, "Hey, I get 3 hours to myself." I probably do the same or go on my phone and start editing stuff.
Honestly, yeah. You
Might as
use
well
your
get paid to
time
work.
to work.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's crazy, though. That
yeah.
made me laugh a little bit. It was funny. Coworker kept stealing my pens, so I started refilling them with glitter ink.
That's beautiful.
I work in this pretty chill office, but for whatever reasons, my pens kept missing. Not like all my pens, just mine, the ones I actually liked using. I kind of had a feeling who it was, but didn't want to cause drama. Then one day I saw her using my purple gel pen during a meeting. I said something like, "Hey, I think that's mine." And she just laughed and went, "Oops, I didn't even notice." So I ordered some
Mhm.
cheap refillable pens and swapped the ink for the glitter gel. They looked normal when you wrote with them, but dried all sparkly and ridiculous. Next meeting, she's writing away and someone goes, "Why does your notebook look like a birthday card?" She just stared at it like it betrayed her soul. My pens haven't gone missing since. No apology or anything. Just awkward silence. Honestly, I'll take it.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Me too.
I remember, um, I think it was in elementary school? I
Mm.
don't know if it was in junior high too, but I remember we used to, like you could buy them or you could earn them, I can't remember. You could get these, like, really fun gel pens that had glitter in it, and
Ooh.
I loved them, they were so fun.
I still like them. They're still fun.
Yeah, it'd be nice if, like, you could use that and they wouldn't be like, "Why is your ink glittery?"
I have used them at work before.
Oh, that's nice. They don't tell you anything?
Nobody says anything.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
See, your job is cool.
I would say though, when I used to be front desk, my pens would always go missing, like all the time. I would have like 5 pens and then I would have no pens. So
Yeah.
I would get annoyed and be like, "Who the heck is taking my pens?" So
Yeah.
I started getting labels out and putting my name on them.
Did they stop taking them?
Yeah.
I don't get that, like, I assume this person is obviously, like, they have an office job,
Mhm.
and I would hope that they have, like, a cubicle or, like, some sort of a desk or, like, their own personal space.
Mhm.
Like, are the pens being taken from her or his I'm assuming her. Is the girl who was stealing her pen or their pens, was it, like, from their desk?
I think so.
Like, that's crazy that you would literally go to someone's desk and steal their pen, like, even if it was, like, a like, let's say you just liked the way the ink, uh, ball or the way it wrote,
Mhm.
you could easily go like, "Hey, I used one of your pens last time. I really liked the way it wrote. Can you tell me where you got it from so I can get some?"
Yep.
Like, it's that simple. You don't have to
Yeah.
steal, and, maybe the person could have been nice enough and like, "Oh, yeah, I got them from here. Why don't you have this one so that you can write with this until you get some for yourself?"
Yeah, like, I don't see what the whole point of going behind somebody's back and taking things.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's all it is going behind somebody's back and taking things, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, why? What's the point?
Like, come on, guys.
It's, like, such an
And
inconvenience.
it's so childish, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why people need to do that, and at work, like, I think sometimes other girls whenever we would get new people for the front desk, I would be like, "Just so you know, I don't know if anybody does it here, but when I first started working, not at this location, but at our first location, I would get my pencil, and so I would put a label with my name on them,
Yeah.
and they stopped."
Yeah, and it is way different too when you buy your
Mhm.
your stationery yourself versus the company providing it.
Yep.
It's like, come on, guys.
I think I would buy my own pens. They write so smooth, and, I don't keep them on my desk anymore or out in the open, I put them away, but one of
Yeah.
the supervisors, one time, he used my pen, and he's like, "Oh, my I like how this one writes, I'm gonna take it." And I was like, Okay." I'm like, "I bought that with my own money." Like, that's not company money there.
Yeah. That's mean.
Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Or, like, when people take food from the refrigerator that's not theirs.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
It would be really nice. Like, I know most, well, actually, maybe not. Because I know, like, filing cabinets have that one cabinet you can lock.
Mhm.
It would be nice if, like, each person at their desk could have, like, a cabinet or, like, a drawer that could lock so that they could put all their belongings in there safely and know that it can't be stolen.
Yeah, that's true. Like, even for me, I have, like, very big OCD at work with paper clips. I like my small paper clips to stay with my small paper clips, and my big
Yeah.
paper clips to stay with my big paper clips. I literally
That
have
kinda
them
makes
labeled,
Yeah,
but
that makes
when
sense, though.
yeah, and when I was at the front desk, I would have 2 containers, one with, small, one with big, and people would
Yeah.
always just put whatever they wanted in there, and I was like, "A, it's not your desk. B, why are you
Yeah.
just putting stuff wherever you want? It's not your desk."
Yeah.
Like, that would annoy me so much.
That would annoy me too. The Inferno of Justice, a tale of flames, fury, and a toiletless fate. I really like the way this person wrote the story because it adds to the humor. So
Already
it
with just the title, I'm laughing.
yeah. So it says, "Let me tell you a tale soaked in drama, dipped in hot sauce, and wiped clean of mercy. A story, a story not of heroes and villains, but of siblings, the original enemies of peace. My name is Casey, and this is how I brought my older brother Darren to his spicy toilet paperless knees."
Then this reminds me of like a TV show or a movie or something.
I know. So she has like different headings. The betrayal. Okay, this one. The betrayal. It all started with my Pringles. Not just any Pringles, the limited edition honey mustard ones that I'd hidden behind a box of Raisin Bran so Darren wouldn't find them. But alas, the man is part raccoon, part jerk. He found them and ate every last one, left only the can sitting on my bed with a post it note that said, "Sorry, loser." I stared at that note for a solid minute while a single violin played in my head and lightning cracked behind my soul. He had to pay the plan. Darren had one weakness, his pride in being able to handle any spice. He strutted around the house like a fireproof god, ate ghost pepper wings, bragged about beating the Pocky one chip challenge, kept a bottle of Tabasco in his car like a psychopath. But I had something he didn't: internet access, zero empathy, and a Home Depot gift card. I ordered Pepper X oil, basically napalm in a bottle, scorpion pepper extract, a jar of Carolina Reaper flakes, and most importantly, a roll of dummy toilet paper for the final bow, or the final blow. The execution. I made Darren his favorite nachos: beef, cheese, sour cream, and a sinister blend of the devil's sweat and crushed reapers, masterfully concealed beneath layers of shredded cheddar and guacamole. He devoured them with the glee of a man who didn't know his intestines were minutes away from betrayal. 10 minutes later, sweating. 12 minutes later, moaning. 15 minutes later, he ran to the bathroom like it owed him money. I followed and waited. Suddenly, that's when I knew he had discovered the final piece of my masterpiece. The roll of toilet paper I had replaced with a cardboard dummy, carefully glued and rolled to look real, but with exactly 0 sheets. He opened the cupboard. Empty. The backup basket. Empty. The hallway closet. Locked. I had planned for every contingency. He screamed. I, holding my phone like a documentary filmmaker, simply whispered through the door, "Maybe next time you won't touch my chips, loser."
Comments,
And then,
Nina? Comments?
hold on. Then the final part, the aftermath. Darren, broken and empty, wobbled out of the bathroom an hour later like a wounded cowboy. He sat in silence, eyes haunted, lips trembling. We never spoke of it. He never ate my food again. And to this day, he keeps a personal emergency roll of Charmin in his backpack, just in case. As for me, I sleep well, I eat my snacks in peace, and I never run out of toilet paper. Because revenge, my friend, is a dish best served flaming and without a single square to spare.
Wow. That's funny. Are there any
One of the
comments?
comments, "You are evil. I like you." They say in the deepest circle of hell that his middle name is Satan. Oh my goodness. Someone said, oh no, OP actually wrote, I should have given him wet wipes soaked in pure evil, 13 million SHU. These are the hottest drops available at 13 million Scoville heat units, used with extreme caution, entirely flavorless, clear liquid. Did not do enough research.
Oh my gosh, you wanted to cause real torture. That's funny. Or she or he, whoever it was. But...
I think it was a girl, because I think it said her name was Casey.
Oh, yes. That's hilarious.
I was laughing.
Oh my gosh. The evil you must do to your siblings. I mean, I know we fought, but nothing like that.
Yeah, not like we weren't that crazy.
That's funny. I like the way that she wrote her thing.
I know. I was like, the writing style, great. No, like, oh my gosh, woman, please write more books.
Hey, but at least he learned his lesson. Now he'll never eat her chips again.
Yeah, I will say that was like one thing. Like even that reminds me of when one time we had pizza, and our little sister, she wanted some pizza. Like she wanted to save herself. Was it a slice? Maybe 2 slices?
I think so.
And so that no one would eat it. We didn't know that she did this until she came out with the pizza later. You know, we're like, "Hey, where'd you get pizza from?" But I think it was Costco pizza, if I remember correctly. She had this pizza in a Ziploc bag hidden under her pillow on her bed so that she could eat pizza later, and she didn't want anyone to find it or anyone to steal it. And she thought the best place was under her pillow on her bed. And I'm like, you couldn't just write your name on the Ziploc bag and stick it in the fridge.
That's funny.
But you know what that also reminds me of? This was like, I think maybe, I know I had to be in elementary or junior high. One time, I think it was also Lily. She had pulled out all the stuff to make a sandwich.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Or I'm pretty sure she pulled out all the stuff to make a sandwich. And then she had to go to the bathroom. I don't remember.
Like that.
left the kitchen. Me and our cousin B, Giselle's brother, went to the kitchen and very, very quickly made ourselves a sandwich and then ran away. And then I don't even know if she ever got to make her sandwich or if we
Well,
took everything.
I think you guys took all, like, I think there was no more bread, or you guys, I don't know, put everything away or something like that.
I don't know, but that was so mean.
See, and then we wonder why she was hiding pizza under her bed.
I know. We were so mean. Uh, I will say I will never mess with Casey.
Oh, heck no. I don't want my butthole to burn.
And I know I wonder if he just like ended up going into the shower to clean himself.
I would. My aunt said therapy is for the faithless, so I let her quote my therapist. My aunt's the type to bring up prayer every time somebody mentions therapy. She means well, but she once told my cousin that talking to a stranger about your problems instead of to God is a sign of spiritual weakness. I've been in therapy for a while now, quietly. It helps, but I never brought it up around her. She's always quick to offer a psalm when somebody's struggling, but never space. A few weeks ago, we were at a family lunch. She opened up. She said she felt spiritually dry and couldn't explain it. So I shared something my therapist once told me. Sometimes we mistake emotional exhaustion for a spiritual crisis. They feel the same, but they need different care. She blinked. She said it sounded like something from a devotional. Asked me to send her the quote. Now she's been texting me weekly for more little gems. Oh, I send them. Let her run with it. She's quoting my therapist every week thinking it's divine revelation. Still tells people she doesn't believe in therapy. I just smile and say, we all find wisdom where we need it. Sometimes the best feeling is winning without the other person knowing they ever lost.
That is true.
I'm just like, ma'am, you let the people be in therapy. Leave them. Let them be. Not everybody has to follow your rules.
Yeah, I will say like definitely there are like some things where you do have to like talk to someone like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure, like God can help you through it, but sometimes there's just things where you have to like talk to a person
Yeah.
and like I know like spiritually there is a lot of benefit like if you have a really good relationship with God that
Mm-hmm.
he can help you get through a lot of things. And I feel like therapy is almost as equally as beneficial. Like, you know, some people don't have anyone to talk to and they can talk to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Or even some people are just not religious or they don't believe in a God, so then they talk to people. So,
Yeah. On top of that, like, I feel like, yeah, talking to God is healing, like, within yourself, you feel more at peace and whatnot. But when
yeah.
you talk to a therapist, you do get a somewhat of a response back verbally,
Mm,
and it helps you move forward with that?
yeah.
But I just thought it was funny that she's like, yeah, therapy's for, like, the people who have no faith, and she's over here quoting her therapist.
That is funny. I feel like people too, they need to be more open to therapy.
Oh, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not open to therapy. They think it's, like she said, for the weak.
Yeah. Like this is very misconstrued.
Like, our I don't know if our parents are like this, but I know a lot of old school Mexican people, men and women, they like you tell
Mhm.
them, "Oh, I'm depressed." They're just like, "Oh, you're just bored. You need more to do."
Yeah. We're all just bored, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Am I late for tea? This reveal has a bit of history, so let me do a fast recap so you know how this is all going down. In this story, I am around 24 years old, female, lost my mom to cancer in a brutal matter of months when I was 18. Blindsided me because my mom didn't want me to worry, kept saying she was fine and that it was caught early. Yes, I'm the baby of the family. I can't blame her for not wanting to scare me. My ex, male, a little older than me, had lost a family member to intentional self inflicted harm roughly a year ago at this time in the story. No, I no longer know what words are triggers, so deal with it. Right before Christmas, My dad was diagnosed with cancer. It was a rough time for the family we still had. My ex thought it was a smart idea to enter my house when I missed his texts and calls because I was asleep. This, mixed with the fact my dad had been diagnosed and I was not in a mindset to deal with psycho bull honky in the midst of the holidays, I broke us up. But not until around New Year's because the only time I got to see him before that was a Christmas party with his whole family. And I do try to be respectful. Rough remembrance of the confession of his breaking in and entering. I went into your house, petted your cat, and looked at your tree. Hope that's not weird. I offered to return the Christmas gift, which was a white gold necklace in the shape of a crescent moon. It had diamond chips in it. Delivery line when presented the gift, which is what he said to her, for the girl who has everything. Dot dot dot. Almost. And then the best friend in quotation marks, bestie, 24-ish female, was made at work and we looked alike. Dark hair, pale skin, boobs. Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
said it. If you got through those longer than necessary bullets, thanks. Let me cut down to the chase. A week after I broke up with the guy, Bestie comes to me and asks if she can date him. I was absolutely awful at holding boundaries, but I was like, sure, just don't tell me the stuff that is intimate. Bestie could not stop telling me everything. When our friendship started up, her list of morals were no sex before marriage, no drugs, no alcohol. Sure, we can all change our minds and our morals, but the wench dropped all three the second they started dating. First time they went out, I got a text from her telling me how she is so drunk. Unknown if that's why she was telling me about them being all physical, but I don't care. This was a line and I stuck by it. I told her, we can't be friends if she can't respect me. Well, guess who took it to an upper manager of our employment? Bestie. I got walked around the floor, Target slash Walmart deal, during my shift and told that we're both good girls and I should just forgive her. I was livid. The shaking because I'm so mad livid. Not even sure how our manager thought that was an okay move, but it was a declaration of war. See, I had done my best to be respectful to Bestie while we were at work. I was polite and assisted her as needed. To our friends, I had said that I'm not asking anyone to pick sides, but I'm no longer associating with Bestie. I just wanted peace to do what needed to get done for a paycheck and move on with life. Well, that necklace, yeah, it replaced the last necklace my mother gave to me all of a sudden. I don't know, kind of was feeling celestial. I really wanted to sparkle and shine at work. Bestie saw, I saw her see it on my neck. She would watch me with it. That is as good as I wore that thing just for her. Not going to lie, X came into the store one day while I was working not long after the start of me wearing it and asked for it back. This was months after the breakup, so I knew why. It felt good to tell him no and then prance around with my pretty necklace like the petty princess I'm proud to be. Oh, and on the off chance they'll ever read this, hi, bestie. Just know all those times you were texting me that if I wasn't okay with this, you'd break up because our friendship matters. He was texting me to say how much you reminded him of me, can't stop thinking of me, and how long would this break go on? Don't worry, I'm not salty about your marriage in the least. I honestly hate Jack Black's looks. Apologies, Mr. Black, for my lack of attraction. And the ex has Mr. Black's looks in spades. If he had a bowl haircut, that is. Why do you think we never had sex?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was more.
I know.
That was good though.
Honestly, I'm so glad she kept the necklace. Like, even though she tried to give it back. Because, like, first of all, this person that you're supposed to be, like, very close to and they're not respecting your boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
like, why would you do that? You know? So I honestly would have done the same thing if, like, they were disrespecting me and they were being total assholes. I would be like, you know what? I got this from the person you're dating. I'm gonna wear it to make you mad so that you can feel how I feel.
Isn't there a girl code
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say.
in your bestie?
Because that says a lot. Like, obviously, this person, like her best friend, found her ex attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to say she never tried to slip into his DMs
Before.
while they were dating?
Exactly.
Like, she definitely dodged a bullet, got a nice free necklace. She should sell it. I'm just kidding. She could keep it too if it makes her happy.
I don't know, that's kind of weird. Like, I feel like as a best friend, you should know better than to be going after your best friend's man.
Yeah, I would never do that.
That's just no. Especially like a week after. I understand, like maybe they're soulmates, okay, whatever. But like a week after, soulmates can wait.
Or even like if it was like years down the line. You know, like let's say you're still
They
best friends with
rekindle
this
a friendship or
person,
something.
but like let's say they dated someone in high school, but then like they come across this old high school well, it's not their lover, but I guess ex, their best friend's ex lover at like a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and you hit it off with them, and it's like, I don't know, 10 years later, like obviously who they were in high school is totally different to who they are now.
Mm-hmm.
But like this isn't even the same situation. Like within the same month, this person's like, "Oh, I want to date your ex." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're my friend."
Definitely not their friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's some shady stuff right there. Like, how long has this been going on for, kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
and who approached who? I almost feel like the best friend approached the guy somehow, first, rather than him approach her.
Mhm. Yeah. And also it's kinda like he probably found her attractive before as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, he must have, like, felt something because they got together so quick.
Oh yeah. I mean, girls be sly, Nana. Girls be sly.
Yeah, some girls don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there's obviously usually stereotypical men don't care if you're in a relationship, they'll try to pursue you no matter what, but some girls, they are not a girl's girl.
They really are not.
They don't care. They're like, "You're hot. I want you. I don't care if you're married or if you have kids," or, they're willing to be a homewrecker,
That's so sad.
which is gross.
Well, you know what? Karma is a real one. So you sweep what you sow. Every other Thursday, like clockwork, a random Mazda SUV would park in front of my house early in the morning and sit there for hours. I only have one car, which I keep in the garage, so the spot in front of my place is always open. At first, I thought maybe it was a tutor or maybe somebody visiting a relative on a regular basis. One day, while walking my dog, I took an alternate route in the neighborhood and saw the same SUV parked outside a house a few streets down. That's when it dawned on me that the days they parked in front of my house coincided exactly with the street sweeping schedule for my neighborhood. They were moving their car in front of my house so the sweeper could access and clean their curb while preventing mine from being cleaned. Once I figured out what was going on, I knew my assignment. This Thursday, I got up early and rolled my trash cans out to block my curb before they arrived. Sure enough, when they came, they circled once and parked in front of another poor neighbor's house. I waited and watched from my window as they got out of the car and walked back towards their house. I proceeded to drive my car over and park right in front of their house, in the exact spot where their Mazda normally occupies. Then I walked back home, rolled my trash cans back in, with ample time before the sweeping trucks came. They wanted a clean curb at another neighbor's expense, so I made sure they got a taste of their own medicine. And then someone goes, "Welcome, Satan." Appropriately petty.
That's funny.
I know, but that's mean. Well, from the first person.
Yeah, like, why are you gonna park in front of someone else's house if you know that the whole road or the whole sidewalk is gonna be clean? And you're like, "Oh, I want mine clean, but I don't want theirs clean, so I'm gonna park here."
Yeah, like, why don't you just, I don't know, go to the gym in the morning and go while the sweeper people are there, and then come back and it's all done.
Yeah, or like if they're always, on time, on schedule, what I'm assuming it happens once a week, which is pretty often. That's kind of
Mhm.
crazy. Just like get in your car and drive away.
Go get breakfast.
Go around the block if you don't want to go buy anything. And then by the time you come back, I'm sure they'll be done. But maybe they don't want to get up early.
I mean, they're getting up early to move the car.
Yeah, but they don't want to like drive. Drive.
Well, then they need to leave their car in front of their own house.
Yeah, park it on the lawn.
I mean, they could.
They should have just egged the car. Could you get in trouble for that?
Yeah, you're destroying somebody else's property in a way.
It's not really destroying, it's just dirty. It gets dirty on the road.
This might be a little petty, but I got it. You put some nails on the floor.
Oh. Oh.
Just saying.
That is smart. I didn't even think about that.
Pop their tires.
Yeah. That's even pettier than what they did.
I know. I only say it because one time I walked out to go somewhere. I can't remember where I was going, probably work or something. And I saw a big nail behind one of my tires. And I was like, who put that there?
They're trying to trap you.
Yeah. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And I picked it up and threw it away, but still.
That's crazy. How I got ex's other woman fired. True confession of my petty revenge. My ex was chronically unfaithful. Caught and caught and caught again. Guess 3 times the charm, so I left. Anyway, the other woman, let's call her O. He saw her on and off for too many years. After the most recent episode, I tried calling O. Of course, she didn't take my call, but in the process of trying to reach O at her job, I found out she had changed jobs within the company to a highly ethical position. So I went to see O in person. See, if she'd apologize, I'd tell her she can have him, etc. She was not happy I knew where she lived. Oh, yeah. Hubby told me your address. I actually knew for years where she lived. Revenge 1 accomplished. He was not protective of her, and now she knew it. We chatted as she walked her dog. She was so effing charming, I almost could fall in love too. But I digress. I had found X's secret phone, all the emails from his secret email account too, and using her work email, no less. So I emailed her. Didn't hide it was me. Revenge 2 accomplished. Because he had told her he was deleting all her emails, and he was not. Now she knew again he was not protecting her. Added bonus were emails that proved she lied on our dog walk and talk. To be fair, I had read the emails before going to see her, so kind of baited her and she lied. So Revenge 3 accomplished. O's false statements exposed and embarrassing. I'd probably have stopped there, but she blocked the email a short time later. So the last act of petty revenge was to print her incriminating work emails she had with my ex, complete with risque photos, and I mailed them to her HR department. O was now in a position requiring high ethical standards, and she lost that job a couple weeks later. I wasn't there, so I don't know how it all went down. Maybe she was asked to resign. Technically, I did not get her fired. She did this to herself. Those were her emails on company servers. I only showed them to her boss anonymously. Petty? Yep.
Damn.
I know. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
But honestly, that's so true. Like, why would you use your company email for your own personal pleasure? Like, hello?
Even just your company computer in general.
Yeah. Like, come on, dude. You couldn't just use your own email? Like, what the heck? You don't have an email? Everyone has an email.
Anybody can go on your desk. Anybody can go on your computer.
Yeah.
They don't need your permission.
Yeah, like, obviously, you could have some like personal, like your own personal stuff there, like that the company didn't buy. But other than that, anyone can use that desk. Anyone can use that chair.
So technically, if you have your own personal mouse, can anybody use your mouse?
Probably not. That's your own personal property.
So then they can't navigate the computer.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I'm just kidding.
I would take the mouse home with me.
Take it home every day.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And then you get your own keyboard too. Take the keyboard home.
You don't just buy everything yourself.
No, not
I'm
that.
just
I
kidding.
don't want to buy a whole computer and a
I'm
chair.
just kidding. It's kind of like the girls there's these girls that left. I don't know if you remember when I was telling you the story about the girls at work.
I think I remember.
We did a little podcast on it, but pretty much when they left, they deleted a lot of stuff on the computers. A lot of company stuff.
Why?
Because they're petty as F. That's why.
Oh. Did they get fired? Right?
No, they left. But when they found out that they had deleted stuff, it was after they had left. And since then...
Could they get sued?
Oh, you probably can.
Because I'm like, that's technically your...
company property.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. And they would have done it while they were on company ground, possibly on company time. And it's like, ma'am, imagine they got sued.
Oof, that would have been funny. Thank you so much for listening to our Storytime Sunday. Remember, we do these
bi-weekly.
So tune in on our next Storytime Sunday in 2 Sundays from now. No. Yeah?
Yeah.
2 Sundays from now. Remember, if you have a subreddit you would like us to look at, or even some stories on Reddit that you'd like us to look at, send us the link at our email at brunchnbanter@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Instagram or TikTok at brunchnbanterpod.
Or even personal stories.
Oh, yes. Give us some personal stories. Give it to us. Juicy, drama, we love it all.
Give us tea.
Petty. Give us the tea. The 411, how my kids used to say it.
Yeah, the 411. Give us the deets.
Back in the day, the deets. 411.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what 411 means, when you used to call 411, it was an information line. I don't know if it's still available, but you used to call it to get information. So that's why people would say, give me the 411. Fun fact. But yeah, so tune in next time, and we can't wait to give you guys more stories. Bye.
Bye.